Hey people, it's your boy. You know it. Look, this is a little bit different than some of the videos. There's been a lot of folks on social media and everywhere pushing the universal life index fund life, where you can put your money in and you can get loans on your money and you don't even have to worry about paying it back because you have a policy and the policy will pay it back, so they won't beat you up. And this is how you can be your own bank. That's the key thing they say: be your own bank. It's somewhat true, but there's some pieces to it that they are missing, and they always want to get your information and sit you down and talk to you about it. There's a lot of scammers with it that I'm finding. Let me just go over this first. Yes, you can get an insurance policy where you can draw money out, cash value, portions of your cash value, and go buy something and then put it back over time. The problem is this is not a bank account. It's not a bank policy. And the people keep saying you can be your own bank. You can, but you have to have more than just that little bit of money. So what ends up happening is, this is how it works. Most of the time they set you with a policy that's worth $1 million or more, right? So that policy is going to require you to pay, we will say, $20,000 a year. I think that's low. It probably require you to pay more than $20,000 a year, but you will have to be making annual payments or monthly. It's still going to end up being an annual payment. They're just breaking it down by 12. All right. It's not a policy where you can put money in and then you can't put anything else in, right? I mean, you stop and you don't have to put in. No, every year you will have to service whatever the cost of that insurance is. So if you are 45 years old and the cost for $1 million policy is $30,000 a year, every year you have to contribute $30,000 to that fund, right? Yes, any cash value you have in there will earn interest. Yeah, but you are paying that interest. You're paying the cost of carrying that insurance policy. This is not a policy like a bank. And I'm tired of people telling it that way and misleading people and having folks out here thinking that they're missing an opportunity because they're not buying an insurance policy. No, it is an insurance policy. That's really what it is. It's an insurance policy. It is good. Yes, it's good. If you have excess money to buy an insurance policy, it's the best insurance policy to buy. But if you are doing this purely as an investment tool, it's terrible. It's not a great investment tool, because what I just did is create another expense for me. So if I get $1 million policy and it costs me $30,000 a year to have that policy, I also have to contribute enough so that they'll allow me to borrow. They will not allow me to borrow the $30,000 cost. All right, because that's the cost for the policy for that year. You cannot borrow that amount. There will be a smaller portion of what you're contributing that you can borrow. This is the key that no one ever says when they're telling you how great it is to be your own bank and all this. No. If you need an insurance policy, I would suggest that policy for you, because it will build cash value over time and you can borrow against that cash value. Yes, as long as you keep making your payments for the insurance, you can get that money. Now, I think there's a lot of us out here that thought, oh, wow, I have $60,000, $70,000, maybe even $10,000. I'll just put it in this policy, let it sit there, borrow that money back, and then go buy something. No. If you have $10,000 you want to put in there, that policy, that's just a portion of your payment probably. And you will have to pay on that policy probably 10 years to be able to have an amount of money that you can borrow. Okay? Yes. Once you have a cash value, let's say after 10 years you have a cash value of $50,000, you can borrow a portion of that cash value. But you can't not pay that back if you're not making your payments to maintain the insurance policy. At all times, the key to this is you have to maintain the insurance policy. That's a part that I don't think anyone really says or people know. But before you go out and say, oh, I'm gonna buy this, make sure you talk to a professional who knows what he's doing. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of crooks on TikTok and all these other social media apps telling you that, oh, buy this policy, do this, and then you get on a phone conversation with you and they'll tell you about some other thing that's amazing that gives people great returns. They're hoping that you'll be dumb enough not to ask for a background or do your research and really find out who these people are and who these other deals are that will supposedly joint ventures that'll work. Don't believe them. And if anyone ever tries to sell me something and they use God as their tool to sell it, I already am probably gonna check out, because God doesn't need you to sell me. He knows who I am. He can come right to me. I'm just saying. Be careful of those who use religion to get what they want. To me, I think if you use God, then you really, are you really seriously doing what God wants you to do? He don't need you. So anyway, I just wanted to express that policy is a good policy if you need insurance, but if you're looking for a true investment tool, that is not the best way to invest. You are creating a debt, and no one tells you that part. Buying that policy means that you have to keep that policy in effect to be able to borrow that money. If you don't, they will retain your cash value. And if you cancel the policy, there will be a cancellation fee, which will be a nice portion of that cash value. So it is not just an investment tool. It's not really an investment tool. Some people can use it as an investment tool, but those are individuals who have additional income that they want to use to cover their life insurance. Because don't forget that it is a life insurance policy. That is really what it is. I just want to make sure you guys know that. I think I'm going to probably start offering a little bit more of that financial and credit kind of advice. But this one, I don't know, it just got under my skin because I'm talking to everyday people who think that they can just put their paycheck into an insurance policy and get it right back out. That is not really what it is. People are misleading you if you're feeling that way. So anyway, it's your boy. I just wanted to give you a yell, Mr. Penn. All right, take care.